Hello, this story is called The Other Side. I'd rather not call it a story, I'd rather call it the truth. Okay? So we're going to start from here. You never know sometime what it takes for people to get up and face the world. So you have to be very mindful how you treat people, how you deal with people is very, very important. Some people have all different kind of things. When they approach you or you meet a person, they're not going to tell you, oh, I have this problem, that problem, all kind of things. Everybody have a problem and everybody is working on it consistently. So you have to be careful how you talk to people. Don't talk down to people. Don't be condescending. Don't do these things that we understand naturally. It's very important because when you do that, you're showing somebody that they're beneath you, which is not good. The world has to be mindful. What you say to people, how you say it to people, is important. Police need to start practicing what they preach if they want respect. On the streets, you have to give respect to get it. Number one rule. That's anywhere you go. You have to follow protocol. Do what you're supposed to do, not what you want to do. When you approach people with respect first. If you do, everything can and will go good. If you don't, it will go bad very quickly. You police cannot talk down to people. Be a bigger person and tell people how the law goes and what the law is all about. They say it's not their fault if you don't know. They say it's ignorance of the law. So who hold those books? Yeah, we can get it from the library. But if everybody knew all the law, everybody would get one in the mail, right? That's what we should all have, a big law book in our house. So we know when we approach, when we disrespect it, when anything, we'll know how to handle it. We could just go right in our house and look in our book, right? That we don't have. Everybody should, if you think you don't have the strength to do the job, don't do it. Because civilians can't be responsible for what you can't do and what you don't want to do. And maybe the way you grew up, where you grew up, who grew you up, maybe you're not built for this job. Because if you don't know how to respect people, it cannot work. It cannot work. You have to treat people like they have rights. Police, you all have just as much rights as we do, just equal. We all have to follow the same book. You don't be disrespectful to me for me to respect you. To me, that's called a bully. When they talk to you and tell you all kind of lies, yes, police lie. The system lies. We have to start from that. Once we know and understand that the system lie, we can do something about it. Because if you're lying and nothing is getting done, it's not going to be okay. They tell you to shut up. They try to give you an ultimatum. Just so you don't, they even try to make you not use your rights. Who they think they are? Those bad cops create chaos all the time. Police are people, just like anybody else. They're so disrespectful sometimes. And nobody even wants to call the police. Because you never know what you're calling into your home. You never know what danger is coming. You think you have danger out on these streets? Police are dangerous. Better watch the news. You better look at more places than where we are. I feel disrespected by police. I feel violated. I watched this woman cop disrespect me and my son with no conscience. She came and she talked to me as if I was beneath her. She talked to my son any kind of way as if I was beneath her, as if he was beneath her. And two more cops, they did the same thing, and they was all together. And you can't arrest somebody without charging them with something and reading them their rights. Dragging people, jumping on people, doing whatever you want is not okay. Because it only takes one bad apple, right? It works the same way for the system and the police department and anything else you want to call. That's not only for civilians. Because nobody worked their job 24 hours out the day. So sometime throughout the day, you don't wear that hat. And you have to know how people feel. You have to be in the community. You have to relate to people more than the people that you know in order to get these things taken care of, because or else it'll never be right. These bad police make the whole force look bad. Just like civilians, one civilian can make everybody look bad. That's the reason why they do what they do. Well, one bad police or one bad person in any police department or anybody who works for the law, if you bad, you spoiled a whole bunch too. I'm sorry, reality check, newsflash. And what's good for the geese is good for the gander, right? When police commit a crime, is what they say is nobody's perfect. Everybody make mistakes. When a civilian commit a crime, they don't talk like that. That's unheard of. People make mistakes. But when it comes to you all, y'all don't make mistakes. Okay? That's not good. It's whatever it is for 2017. Y'all need to screen these police more. Have them more in the community more. Because they create chaos. No lawyer, no money, no justice. And that's the way that it goes. So my whole thing today is all about respect, so we all could be on the same level. I don't like the fact of because people work a certain job in law enforcement, they have the right to put their feelings into something as if it's the truth. People do things every day. People call police and they say people harass them. They say that they stalk them. They say that they do all kind of things like that. And when people fight back for themselves, they look like they're wrong. Everybody treat them like they're wrong. Why do people treat people like they're wrong when they're the victim? Shouldn't you have people on your team and all the support? If the law was really the law, they would have certain people who can help you with certain things. Because they'll be on the good side, but they know they're not good all the time. And that's the part that they need to change. They need to stop making this thing some little group ideal or this and that. They need to deal with the people more. They need to know that other people have different problems, come from different places, have different money, but the minute that they see your obstacles or they think they see your obstacles or somebody using something against you, they feel it's all okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. You're a person like me. You go home every day. This is a job that deals with respect. And when people come and tell you they're offended by something, you have to respect that. Because when a civilian disrespect you all, you make it a big deal. You could arrest them, you take them to jail. Young kids, y'all arresting, throwing against the wall, throwing on the floor, on the ground, slamming them against police cars, taking them to jail, and then saying they resisted arrest. What a wicked system we live in. What a wicked system we live in. How can you do that? You spoiling people's life. People's life matter. Okay? People's life matter. It's not okay. It's disrespectful. Nobody get anywhere. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. And I think the police department, people need to stop patting them on their back. They need to start showing respect and giving respect. Because if they don't, they're only keeping the chaos going. People should not have to live that way. They should not have to live that way. And however you feel about your children and your family is the same way that everybody else feel about their family. I don't care if they live in the gutter to all the way up. It does not matter. People are people. And we all know what we do. And we all have a conscience. And if you don't have a conscience, then you don't need to work with people. Because this is a serious world out here. And sometimes we only have one shot to make it right. And you have to do right. You have to do right by people. You have to do right by your family. You have to just do right. You can't just walk around and think everything is okay. I had an incident that happened 2 nights ago with the Rochester Police Department. And I agree, it's in a lot of police departments. 2 men, 1 woman, jumped on my son like I wasn't even there. We was all having a mutual conversation. The conversation did not even start fully. It probably was 3 or 4 seconds. My son never raised his voice. He never moved any kind of way that was wrong. And these police jumped on him like he was a dog. And I was standing right there. Now, if I had jumped on my son and he had barely said anything and he didn't move and do nothing. See, and that's the kind of situations we're in. When police come, what? You can't move, you can't talk. What happened to our rights? What happened to our rights? Don't we all have them? These police disrespected me and my child like we were nobody. And if you don't respect us, we don't respect you. Because I'm not giving anybody no respect who don't respect me and my child and my family. And don't respect the community, period. It's not all right. We have to somehow get it together. And I mean real quick, because we don't got all day. This is our life. Our life matter. Everybody. Black, white, anybody. Everybody. And police lives matter too. To the police officers who really good and the people who work in law enforcement who really good, because I can't support the bad. I'm not phony like that. I can't support that. I have to deal with the real. And the real is each one teach one. And if you're going to lead by example, don't come out on these streets to be a bully. Because we all know what happened to bullies. Don't get too fond of yourself. You wear a bulletproof vest. Just think about that. Use your head. Use your head as a person. And think about how other people feel. And how your family would feel if some cops just came and jumped on your family. If it was your mother. If it was your baby. How would you feel? It doesn't matter if it was a newborn baby too. It's your child who's 50, 60 years old. That's your child. And respect is respect. Respect, the definition hasn't changed. It's respect. Don't disrespect people so we don't have these type of chaos situations. We have situations that's unsolved with with all different police stations all over the world. What I'm saying, this is an outcry to let people know this should not happen again. And you see, they could have well killed my son. And that goes for anybody else's child too. They have the Mike Brown case. They have a lot of cases where kids got killed for absolutely nothing. Because what? Police lied. You can't lie and do all those things and want us to respect you. And the people who hire over the police, if you know they're wrong, make them live that wrong. Don't make them think that they're walking around and they're right, because they're wrong. Because then you just have a whole bunch of wrong people working for you. That's not okay. That's not okay. It's not okay. And to anybody who watching this, I at least want you to take any little part out of it that can help and add on, because everybody life matter. You don't want nobody coming in your house trying to control you, or you're out and about and police pull up and you do what they say. And so, like I said from the beginning, it starts with respect. And once the police let you know, oh, this is what's going on, so if you don't mind, we wanted to check and make sure this and the third, people take that more better than you treating them like they some slave or something. You have young policers who the age of my little brother and my son talking to me, a big woman. They haven't even seen this world yet. But that's the way it go when the wrong people back you up. And it's not right. And I think everything needs to get together on that level, so things can be right. So this message is called The Other Side. And I'm also want to let people know, like I said, you never know what people did to get up that morning, to look the way they look, to feel the way they feel. Okay? So be mindful how you deal with people. Be very mindful, be respectful. The more people you make respect you, is the better. Because when people respect you, they won't do things that they would have done. And we all have to understand that. We all have to use respect no matter what we do. Being disrespectful, where does that come from? That come from a dark place? That come from you just saying or doing whatever you want to do? Where does being mean come from? What make you think that you're better than me, but you're supposed to serve and protect me? You don't serve and protect. Not that I see. It gotta get better. It gotta get better. And it can't get worse before it get better. It's not that kind of situation. We need something else that we could rely on. Like they should send everybody the law book. Everybody. Because how will we ever know how we can defend ourselves? We go and we pay for lawyers and things like that when we could look right in a book, right? And go right to the judge and say, in this book it says this, that, and the third. I was not supposed to be arrested. I was not supposed to be questioned. I was not supposed to be searched and shook down. Now, how do they compensate you for that? How? How does a person get compensated for that? You don't. You don't. You live with it and you eat it. And everybody don't want to eat it. And some people have money for a lawyer. And those are some of those people. I'm so glad, because it really shows up the system. If you don't have no money, you don't have no talk. Nobody want to hear you. You're just another person complaining. Why these good police doing what they gotta do. I know what a good police is. I know when people good. Everybody know when people good. So y'all police and people that work in the justice system need to stop acting like people was born when you got on the force. No. No. When y'all was in school studying to be a cop, people was living their life. Okay? So respect start from somewhere. And my thing is, you have to teach people how to respect you. You have to teach people how to treat you. Now, when we spend our whole life teaching our children this and installing this within ourselves, excuse me, and someone just come along and tear all of that out, that's all right? That's not all right. That's not all right. Because if a civilian did something to a cop, they'll have a price to pay. So when a cop does something to a civilian, or when people have people arrested for nothing, for wrong things, for things that haven't even been proven, that's what I pay my tax dollars for? That's not what I pay my tax dollars for. Everything can't be handled in the same way. And if the law and the justice system don't understand what I'm saying, then you might as well close it down. Because it's self-explanatory and everybody can understand what I'm saying. And that's the reason why I'm talking in this way, on this level. You all have a good night, and I thank you.